The one with 3 heads and 6 arms is Najah. But the man stubbornly believes he is a Western archangel, Midoran. As a result, he was instantly erased by Najah. However, when I said that was my great Shia deity, I was laughed at by billions of people worldwide. Even my fellow great Shia people laughed at me for being a fool, simply because the Huaxia civilization in this world is severely fragmented. The Western Church has enslaved the great Shia faith for hundreds of years, and deemed the great Shia people as an inferior race. Just a few hundred years ago, the centuries' glaciers accelerated melting. The continent was completely submerged by seawater. The sea people, frozen at the bottom of the sea, began to awaken. Their combat power far exceeds that of humans. Burning, killing, looting, they committed every evil. Just when humanity thought it was about to be destroyed, a stone statue suddenly flew in from the starry sky. An old lamp from the west shouted the name of the statue. Suddenly, a blinding white light shot out from the statue, infusing into the old lamp's body. Then a miraculous thing happened. The old lamp instantly regained its youth, and possessed endless victories, leading humanity to repel the sea people's attack. Worshipped by humans as a land deity, then more stone statues descended upon the continent, but they were monopolized by the church and the mountain of gods. And the equally ancient Huaxia Juju has not had a single statue fall for hundreds of years, criticized by the West for having no deities, discriminated against as a humble race. Gradually, the Huaxia people also felt inferior for having no deities. Even more tragically, countless Huaxia people admire the West for a living, feeling ashamed for not being Westerners. National pride has long since vanished, and today another stone statue has descended. When the man woke up, the surroundings were filled with noise. I can't believe I have time traveled. What did he hear? Huaxia has no gods. To hell with that nonsense, I said. Wang Shui. Doesn't everyone in this world remember? It's been a full 500 years. More than a dozen stone statues have fallen from the starry sky. Not a single deity is ours. The leader of Huaxia. What's wrong with you today? You seem strange. Hu Yang looked at the chubby guy beside him. This is indeed Wang Shui, but he is Wang Shui from another world. He knows nothing about Huaxia's deities. It seems this world's Huaxia history is fragmented. Wang Shui told Hu Yang to keep it down. Saying such things is heresy. You will be expelled for it. Then the beautiful host began to announce. The divine inheritance ceremony officially begins. In the next second, Hu Yang's eyes widened. What? 3 heads and 6 arms. This is definitely a major Huaxia deity. Seeing this, people immediately began to discuss. What kind of deity is this? How did it come to look like this? This is completely different from the previous deities. Is this still a human? It looks just like a monster. Hu Yang sneered inwardly. A bunch of ignorant fools. Just a moment ago, they were shouting that Huaxia has no deities. This is the third Prince Najah, a legitimate Huaxia deity. Just then, Archbishop Gabriel said, "This old guy is here to inherit the deity. He is the successor of the Archangel Gabriel. It seems he wants to inherit this 3-headed deity to further solidify the church's rule. His calculations are quite loud." Then he began his performance. Lost lambs. You, the most despised race of Blue Star, the 9 provinces, are honored to witness the inheritance of the deity. Upon hearing this, the crowd immediately shouted Gabriel. After Gabriel inherits the deity, the 3-headed angel will gather light. Believers, pray for the deity's protection. 3-headed angel. Hu Yang couldn't help but laugh. This foreigner is making a fool of himself. There will be a good show to watch later. Then the first unlucky guy came on stage. Carl, go call out the name of the deity. Immediately, the blonde knelt in front of the statue. Great Archangel Middelin, believer Carl is here to accept your inheritance. But after a long time, there was no response. The scene was indeed a bit awkward. At this moment, The blonde looked as if he had eaten 10 pounds of dung. But he was unwilling. The script wasn't arranged like this. The agent of the deity, the king of angels, the most powerful fire angel under God, Medallions' devout believer. Carl requests you to grant me the power of inheritance. At this moment, the audience was already buzzing. What's going on? Isn't it the deity of the church? It must be that he didn't call out the full name. Hu Yang sneered repeatedly, "It's not your God. No matter how loud you shout. He won't respond." He wanted to see how these scumbags would continue. Meanwhile, a discordant voice rang out, "Our deity of the mountain of gods, how can you from the church awaken him? This is truly laughable. I didn't expect another one to come and mess with the ancestors. Celtis, you go awaken the statue. Grant me infinite power, genuine." Suddenly, the statue's eyes snapped open. Residing in the Atlantic's Gadira Bay, the giant on Eliza Island, genuine, with 3 heads and 6 arms. "Grant me power, O deity." Then a pillar of fire descended from the sky. Celtis was directly turned into a roasted pig. Apollo was taken aback. What's going on? Celtis was blasted to bits. How could this happen? Isn't he the deity of the mountain of gods? Apollo quickly calmed down, gesturing for everyone not to panic. That genuine's power is too strong. Celtis couldn't withstand it. Gather all the inheritors from the mountain of gods. Surely someone can handle it. With his intelligence, Hu Yang was impressed. The church was also unwilling to back down. Hu Yang chuckled, "Don't bother. It won't help no matter how many people you send." Gabriel was furious. "Who is being so brazen? Come out quickly. I said it, and I will continue to say it. This statue is my Chinese deity. You Western barbarians simply cannot bear it." These words infuriated Gabriel. "Who is it? Come out." Wang Shui urged Hu Yang to leave quickly. "If we get discovered, we're done for." Hu is still not coming out. To face punishment, Hu Yang walked up to Gabriel. He said firmly, "This statue is my Chinese deity." People erupted in an uproar upon hearing this. "Oh, my, what is he talking about? Is this fool crazy? Daring to blaspheme Western deities? Hurry up and kneel to repent. Ask the priest to forgive your ignorance. You lowly worm. I want to know what kind of deity he is from your China." Hu Yang, upon hearing this, was not the least bit flustered. Wearing the Chenkin circle on his head, with the Huantianling wrapped around his arms, stepping on the wind and fire wheels, holding a rocket gun, pulling out dragon tendons and peeling dragon skin, bravely fighting the Night X 3-headed beast, transforming into the 6-armed lotus incarnation. Gabriel panicked upon hearing this. "You brat, shut up. Quickly go stop him. The great god of the 3 pools, Heavenly Commander Wu, the first chief envoy of the 31 Yuan, the marshal of 8 million heavenly soldiers, the mighty and renowned general, the prince of the central altar marshal, the first fierce god of the heavenly court, the first killing god of the 3 realms, Prince Najab. Quickly show your divine power." Immediately, a huge fireball fell down. Hu Yang was enveloped in flames. Gabriel could not accept all of this. "Almighty Lord, please grant me strength to eliminate this heretic." Apollo also began to shout, "Great Father God, this child defies the will of the mountain of gods. I will judge him for you." They do not want another force to arise, to stand on equal footing with them. 2 streams of energy rushed towards Hu Yang, but he remained motionless. The next second, a rocket launcher flew out, directly deflecting the 2 attacks. Hu Yang grasped the rocket launcher. Then a voice echoed throughout the venue. "I am the great god Naja of the 3 altars and seas, subduing the demons of the world, restoring light to the human realm." At this moment, the crowd was in an uproar. "Our China has a god now. Call Naja. Our god of China is called Naja. Naja." Gabriel did not expect things to evolve like this. Roaring to silence them, What is it, Lord Bishop? Isn't this enough to prove that China has a god? Gabriel was already furious at this point. You insolent follower! I will punish you on behalf of the Lord. Then summoned a lightsaber, but was easily blocked by Hu Yang with the fire spear. Chinese deity, before you digest this, die in the womb. Hu Yang also retorted sharply. With just you, a mere Western wild god. It seems the gods of this world need to be reshuffled. Gabriel did not expect Hu Yang to be so arrogant. With just you, meanwhile, in China, avoiding this, at the Divine Inheritance Conference being held in Hunan Province, a Chinese man recognized this deity. The man called out the name of this deity, gaining the inheritance of the deity's powers. The woman called Your Majesty was shocked to hear this. She is the Empress of China, Dongfang Yuxiu. Her subordinate informed her. The deity is named Najia. He is the deity of our China. The Grand Commander Luo Tian will quickly lead 20,000 Chinese soldiers to support. Luo Tian was somewhat bewildered upon hearing this. Support, Your Majesty. There is no war in China. This event, Archbishop Gabriel and the gods of Mount Apollo, all troops have arrived. They will definitely not let this man go. They will not allow any possibility of our China inheriting a deity. What I mean is, they will strangle our Chinese deities in the cradle. That's right, there's no time to waste. It's estimated that the battle has already begun. Grand Commander, hurry to support. This empress still has political acumen. At this moment, Hu Yang is half kneeling on the ground. Ha ha ha. So what if you inherit a deity? Your level of cultivation is too low. You are simply unworthy to be my enemy. At the same time, Apollo also drew his bow. Let the eyes of China accept judgment. Just then, Wang Shui suddenly stood in front of Hu Yang. Boss! Little Hu Yang didn't expect this fat guy to risk his life. Fat guy, how are you? Boss, hurry and go. This place is a battlefield. We can't win. We can't afford to provoke Hu Yang. Upon hearing this, his teeth were clenched. Damn, the lowly people of China. Disrupting the conference without permission. Seizing the right to inherit the deity. Today, you will pay with your life. Just then, a blue light shone. Gabriel shouted, Bastard, how dare you? Archbishop Gabriel is killing in my Chinese city of Tai. Shouldn't you first ask me, the Grand Commander of Tai City? Gabriel, upon hearing this, snorted coldly. Those whom my church calls heretics. No matter when or where, I have the right to represent God, to judge him. Coming to my China, killing my Chinese citizens, and yet it is justified. Gabriel, you have quite the audacity. Then let's see if my spear agrees. Where are the soldiers of China? Suddenly, tens of thousands shouted in unison. Do you two really want to go to war with the 9 provinces? The two saw this. Also a bit cowardly. What does the Holy See think? To start a war here. One action affects the whole body. It will definitely trigger a world war. And looking at the military strength, we did not bring heavy troops here. Even if I can escape, the Holy See will suffer heavy casualties. They will definitely hold me accountable. Immediately, he turned around and threw down a harsh remark about this kid. The Pope will issue a decree. You, Huaxia, will have to pay a heavy price. Gabriel and the others just left. Luo Tian immediately launched a rescue. The medical team quickly provided emergency treatment to the injured at the conference, and then transferred to major hospitals. No time to be negligent. Luo Tian looked at the drone in the sky, coldly snorted, the Holy See and the gods have left. But they are still here. Kid, this is not a place for talking. Follow me to the military camp to talk. Hu Yang quickly agreed. He had just taken a step out, when an abnormal change suddenly occurred. At this moment, he found that he was actually teleported. He soon arrived at a clearing in a deep forest. Welcome to the main god space. Detected that Najia is waiting outside the main god space. Should he be allowed to enter? Hu Yang heard this. This is a golden finger. The main god space system has developed on its own. Let him in. As soon as Naja arrived, he knelt on one knee before the immortal. What business do you have with this little immortal? I called out the name of your statue in Huaxia, and received your inheritance. Then you appeared. But I have one thing I don't understand. In Huaxia for these hundreds of years, why has no statue descended? 1,000 years ago, cracks appeared on the other side of the starry sky. A large number of primordial beasts and surged out from the cracks, attempting to impact Blue Star. All the gods of the East and West have embarked on the heavenly path to intercept the gods of the East are powerful. As the main force, they have no energy left to return. The Western gods have lost their power of faith. Their combat power has diminished. They have become logistics, using meteorites to create statues, to return to Blue Star, to regain faith. They began to catch up with the Eastern gods. We were just trying our luck to bring down a statue. I thought no one would recognize it, but unexpectedly, it was called by the immortal's true name. Hu Yang understood what was going on after hearing this. Thank you for calling out my true name, immortal. It allows me to accept the power of faith. I hope the immortal can spread the names and deeds of my comrades to help us defeat thee as soon as possible. In response to Naja's request, Hu Yang readily agreed. Then Naja took out a golden sphere. Immortal, this is the 9-turn purple gold pill refined by the old lord. It is very helpful for cultivation. Please be sure to accept it, immortal. Hu Yang didn't expect Naja to be so knowledgeable. This little brother is quite capable. Thank you. If you need anything in the future, just call my name. We will meet here. Then he let Naja go back. After all, the war is urgent. Then Naja disappeared before his eyes. But Hu Yang still couldn't understand. As a martial arts loser, why does he keep calling me immortal? Could it be that I have a past life? At this moment, the golden hand pointed out to explain in the main god space. You are the way of heaven. Even if the Red Army comes, they must still address you as immortal. Just then, Hu Yang's heart began to race. This startled him. Then a powerful ability spread out from him as the center to the surroundings. Congratulations to the host for advancing to the peak of a martial apprentice. Hu Yang felt that his body was very hot. At this time, Luo Tian also told him that they had arrived at the military camp. Hu Yang hurriedly asked him where there was water. He felt like he was about to ignite. Go straight to the end. Turn right 20 meters. There is a swimming pool. The beautiful doctor who just arrived looked confused. What happened to him? Looking at the swimming pool in front of him, Hu Yang jumped in without hesitation. He let out a loud shout. Congratulations to the host for breaking through to the peak of 50. Luo Tian was stunned when he saw this. To jump 2 levels in just a few minutes at the peak of 50. What kind of monster is this? Hu Yang also breathed a sigh of relief. The energy of the golden core just now was really too strong. Fortunately, he was able to withstand it. Luo Tian laughed heartily. That's great. Hu Yang is making rapid progress. It's just good luck after all. But what they didn't notice was a camera disguised as a bird staring at them. Old Deng, who was watching the video, was also very surprised. Can you really jump to levels in just a few minutes? But he still refused to admit defeat. He's just a martial artist. This kid must not be left alive. This old Deng turned out to be Pope Augura, but China has more important things to attend to right now. That is the meeting with the Chinese deity, Naja. Is Hu Yang ready? Luo Tian was instructing like a mother. This meeting is mainly to tell those foreigners that we have deities in China, and that Naja is a deity of our China. You must remember these 2 points. Don't worry, brother Luo. I have my own ways. Now, the only thing Hu Yang is worried about is that old Deng Gabriel. Hu Yang is really afraid they will act out of desperation. so he asked Luo Tian to keep a close watch on them. The meeting officially begins. Mr. Hu Yang. Now, the whole internet is discussing that the Chinese deity is a branch vassal of the Western gods. Is this true? This meeting, can it really break the consensus that there are no gods in China? Mr. Hu Yang. Ja is the alias of the Archangel of Light. When are you prepared to return to your senses? Mr. Hu Yang. There are many paparazzi on site. Hu Yang ignored them and slowly walked towards the podium, clearly a Western deity, yet claimed as one's own. How shameless. This Hu Yang has staged a play all by himself. Everyone, including the Chinese military, has been deceived. The faith of the Vatican and the Mountain of Gods is unshakable. This clown Hu Yang can only reap what he sows. Luo Tian frowned upon hearing this. I had anticipated the scene would be chaotic, but I didn't expect these traitorous beasts would dare to speak so arrogantly. Hu Yang, you must hold on. He also didn't expect there to be so many traitors. Gabriel, on the other hand, was full of confidence. Most of those present today are our carefully selected pawns. Let's see how you get off the stage. Regarding the inheritance of the deity from a few days ago, I believe everyone has heard about it. System ready. History repeats itself many times. I didn't expect Hu Yang to pull such a stunt. Regarding whether Naja is indeed a deity of China, or whether China has any gods at all, I also believe everyone has heard about it in their hearts. Seeing is believing. I think no matter how you twist the truth, you cannot deny your own eyes. Gabriel was greatly shocked upon hearing this. Oh no, what is he going to do? So at this moment, please witness. Then a giant dragon appeared. What you are seeing now is Naja stirring up the sea from our Chinese mythology. Li Jing, hand over Naja. Otherwise, I will flood Chentang and make your countless citizens accompany my son in death. You beast, your son has committed many crimes, harming the people. Killing him is to eliminate a threat to the people. If you seek revenge, come for me alone. Why make things difficult for my parents? You killed my son. Your parents cannot escape blame either. Killing you is the same as killing them. All right, then I Naja will cut flesh for my mother and carve bones for my father. From now on, I, Naja, will have nothing to do with the two of them. Gabriel hurriedly stopped them from looking. This, an illusion. This is the illusion of the deities of China. Hu Yang, upon hearing this, had a face full of scheming triumph. Chinese illusion added. Bishop Gabriel, do you admit that there are deities in China now? Gabriel, upon hearing this, gritted his teeth in anger. If Naja is a Western deity, why are his parents Chinese? The people present are not fools, either. This is definitely not an illusion. I feel like I am really there. I can even truly feel the sensation of cold rain hitting my body. The great god of the three-pool sea has nothing to do with the West. Gabriel was once again at a loss for words. According to the Bible, everything in the world was created by God. Whether in the West or the East, all were created by God. Even if the Archangel of Light is a deity born in China, that is still created by God. The Archangel of Light under God. I have to say, Gabriel really is being unreasonable. Hu Yang sneered, truly ridiculous. Western creation, speaking of the West, is merely a place of refuse discarded by my Eastern deities. Speaking nonsense. Do you think that just because you say it, it becomes truth? Bring out the evidence. Very well, Gabriel fell into the trap. Evidence. Good. I will bring it out right now. Archbishop, you can take it now. I saw Hu Yang raise his finger high. Then the first chapter of Chinese mythology, Pangu, opens the heavens and the earth. I saw a large hand stretch out from the darkness. Then it grasped a giant axe and struck down fiercely. Chaos was split apart. 9 suns appeared. Gonggong angrily touched Mount Baju. And Hua created humans and repaired the sky. Hu Yi bent his bow and shot the sun. Chinese deities. I come to prove that there are gods in China. There really are gods in China. There are gods in China. Just as the people cheered. A bow and arrow had already aimed at Hu Yang. Then a beam of golden light shot out. Hu Yang widened his eyes to look. But he remained very calm. Finally, it has come. Luo Tian was shocked and shouted, Hu Yang, be careful. He angrily grabbed the arrow. Is this the deity of Mount Shenzhong? Attacking from behind. Apollo, do you have no shame? But Apollo just coldly stared at Hu Yang. Then slowly spoke, Hu Yang is spreading falsehoods, using illusions to hypnotize and brainwash. I am merely stopping this farce. Hu Yang did not expect him to be so shameless. Stopping? You call this stopping? This is clearly murder. You want to murder your own father. Say what you want. Now, the farce is over. And there are no casualties. What more do you want? Then he prepared to leave. After all, he felt, Hu Yang wouldn't cause much trouble. At this moment, a female voice came through Luo Tian's earpiece. They have all left. It is His Majesty regarding Hu Yang's earlier display. Before he could finish speaking, he was interrupted. I saw it all. Clearly and distinctly. There are gods in China. And countless deities. This is a great opportunity for the people of Huaxia to abandon Western beliefs. If the people of Huaxia only believe in the deities of the 9 provinces from now on, then the rise of Huaxia will be just around the corner. I want to see him. You arrange for him to return to the military camp. As for coming to the capital to see me, I will send someone to arrange that. Luo Tian made it clear. The next day, in the Huaxia military camp, Hu Yang was practicing. This was already his 7th body tempering. Then, a huge and fierce tornado swept around him. Immediately, he suddenly opened his eyes wide. He shouted loudly, break. The 7th body tempering is complete. His strength has also reached the initial stage of martial sovereign. Congratulations, host. Unlocking the technique. Shrink the earth to an inch. A step away from heaven and earth. Hu Yang listened and immediately became interested. He asked the system to explain in detail. The so-called shrink the earth to an inch is a divine ability that folds space. When cultivated to the extreme, one can travel 1,000 miles in a single step. With Hu Yang's current cultivation level, he can barely manage over 100 miles. Hu Yang was quite satisfied with this. Even if it's only 100 miles, this is already a miraculous life-saving skill. Just then, Luo Tian arrived. He was accompanied by a man in a suit. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am the governor of this province, Jiang Shenkin. Comrade Hu Yang. Thank you for proving the divine of the Great Xia. The rise of Great Xia. You will be the greatest contributor. Oh, it's nothing. As a part of Great Xia, this is what I should do. Then I will speak frankly. Comrade Hu Yang, are you interested in the capital city? Do you want to come with me to the capital for a visit? Hu Yang found it a bit strange. He did want to go, but why now, all times? The governor chuckled. Because a certain big shot in the capital is very interested in you. The scene shifted. Inside a church. Pope, you are looking for me? The Pope snorted coldly. You watched the replay of that day, right? Huaxia has no gods. The Western creation theory has been transmitted for hundreds of years. Yet it was overturned by a young brat in just a few days. Do you know what this means? The man frowned. His subordinate did not know. I personally issued the holy decree. The great God of the 3 altars and the sea. He is the great archangel under God. Now, he is supported by the people of Great Xia. He actually plans to establish himself as king in the 9 provinces. This is a betrayal of God. It seems this pope is still living in his own world. Regarding the deities of Great Xia, he wants to deny the truth. After all, they have used the banner of deities to enslave Great Xia for hundreds of years. In his view, Great Xia is merely a vassal of the West. It can only provide an endless supply of faith, power, for the Western deities. The appearance of Hu Yang is an accident, but he knows. Hu Yang is the first, but he will definitely not be the last. From now on, the faith power of the West will decrease. Their strength will also greatly decline. They cannot be used by my church. Hu Yang will eventually become a disaster that shakes the Western deities. For such a person, he can only be sent to meet God. Gabriel and Apollo are far away in another land. Although they are powerful, they suffer from a lack of support. Both attempts were blocked by Luo Tian. Now, I want you to help them. Kill Hu Yang, this ticking time bomb. You will lead 10 Sky Knights to meet Gabriel. This time, no matter what, we must kill Hu Yang. You remember this for me. I do not want casualties. The only number I want is Hu Yang. This kid's life is under your command. The Pope suddenly looked at him with a gloomy face. Do you really understand? Repeat the task to me. Heidel, I swear in the name of God. I will definitely kill Hu Yang. On the plane, Hu Yang looked out the window and couldn't help but sigh. It's really nice. Luo Tian asked him what he meant. He was referring to the mountains and rivers of Great Xia below the plain. There is another kind of peace where the mountains and rivers are intact. Luo Tian sighed. But it's all just an illusion. As long as it is not removed for a day, the Western Church will continue to parasitize Great Xia's 9 provinces. Great Xia will always be a puppet of the West. Hu Yang said, that day will come soon. Suddenly, the system issued an alarm. It said the Western Church was attacking. Hu Yang's expression hardened. He immediately stood up and prepared for battle. Not good, the church is attacking. Then the plane began to shake violently. From the outside, the plane was emitting thick black smoke. It looked like it was about to crash. Gabriel said, this is not enough to kill Hu Yang. After all, he has Luo Tian by his side. He is sure that Hu Yang won't die. To cut the grass and eliminate the roots. At that moment, a blinding light flashed on the plane. Heidel was startled. Then a sword light swept across his cheek. It was actually Luo Tian who made the move. Heidel instantly summoned a sharp shield to block it. Sparks flew everywhere. You are truly shameless. Daring to kill my people on the territory of Great Xia. Heidel snorted coldly. As expected of Luo Tian. But what does it matter if you kill someone? On the church's side, everyone deserves to be executed. At that moment, Hu Yang appeared behind Luo Tian. Brother Luo Tian, I have sent Governor Jiang Shenkin away. You must come with me quickly. Luo Tian was shocked. What are you back for? Their target is you. Hurry and leave now. At this time, Gabriel jumped out. You little brat, relying on others' power. Today, I want to see how many. Luo Tian will protect you to kill. Gabriel is definitely the modern-day Zhao Gao. That he could actually say such a thing is also a rarity. Then the churches. Sky Knights surrounded and attacked Hu Yang. Seeing this, Luo Tian prepared to fight desperately. Secret technique, burning potential. He unleashed the move, Heavenly Dragon Incineration. The Sky Knights were instantly thrown into disarray. Heidel snorted coldly, a secret technique? Who can't do the same? Seeing this, Luo Tian secretly thought it was bad. This move is holy valor. One of the church's top single target attacks. He urged Hu Yang to leave quickly. He stayed behind to hold them off. Hu Yang pressed a hand on his shoulder. Brother Luo Tian, don't be stubborn at this time. Luo Tian was afraid. He didn't know the power of this move. So he started to explain. This is a technique where holy light descends from the heavens. Can you run faster than light? Don't waste time. You should hurry and leave. Heidel showed an evil smile at this moment. Luo Tian gritted his teeth tightly. This is bad. There's no time. At this moment, Hu Yang also unleashed his trump card. shrink the earth to an inch, accompanied by a massive energy beam descending. Holy valor was fully completed. Heidel was almost exhausted. Gabriel said uncertainly, from the side. Did it succeed? Heidel felt like he wanted to die. How is that possible? They escaped. They were faster than my holy light. When Hu Yang reappeared, they had already arrived in the capital. Luo Tian was dumbfounded. How is that possible? What kind of divine ability is this? At this moment, a voice came from beside him. You finally made it. I notified the army. Next, we will be escorted by them. Governor Zhang, were you also caught by Hu Yang? Yes, and the pilot and co-pilot as well. Hu Yang grabbed our shoulders, and we were here in an instant. This is truly terrifying. This kid's future is immeasurable. Let's go, Hu Yang. The road ahead should be smooth now. We will enter the capital to meet the emperor. The two arrived at a magnificent palace. Luo Tian has met the emperor. Hu Yang's subordinate has brought him here. Hu Yang was somewhat shocked by the scene before him. Wow, this is so extravagant. Then a woman's figure slowly appeared, saying, You may leave now. But Luo Tian did not leave. Your Majesty, there is one more matter to report. We encountered an ambush from the church on the way. Gabriel and Heidel were among them. The woman, upon hearing this, remained unfazed. How did we manage to escape unscathed? It was Hu Yang who used his powers. He sent us back to the capital in an instant. The woman was clearly a bit surprised. In an instant, 100 miles. To be precise, it was a step of 2 or 3. Over 100 miles. Mr. Whose powers are indeed terrifying. Your Majesty, Luo Tian takes his leave. Hu Yang said this is a type of spatial compression ability. He has not fully mastered it yet. Our Eastern deities all possess such powers. Hu Yang gave him an incredibly accurate and affirmative answer. Of course, unparalleled powers and treasures. With the snap of the fingers, stars can be shattered. With the wave of the hand, everything can be destroyed. This really made the Empress laugh. So, our deities in the Great Xia are much stronger than those in the West. That is certainly true. Mr. Hu, do you know why this emperor sought you out? I don't know, the Empress told him. Just a few days ago, in the former Sheningjia area of southwestern Great Xia, a mysterious phenomenon appeared. It is still uncertain whether it is a treasure or a statue, but no matter what it is, he hopes Hu Yang can accompany him there. Hu Yang did not expect he was called for this matter. This was indeed a bit unexpected. At this moment, in a dense forest in southwestern Great Xia. Hey, why are we still in such a remote place? If I had known, I wouldn't have come. There isn't even a signal. You should say less. Hurry up and set up the camera equipment. If we miss the live broadcast, we won't have this opportunity in the next life. Just then, a red-haired person appeared. Hey, move aside. Why are you in Juju again? This arrogant guy is the second of the Mountain of Gods. Ours too. Wow, they came quite quickly. The red-haired one looks at the orange-haired one feeding. Why didn't Gabriel come? Gabriel was sent to carry out other tasks. I happened to be nearby. What? Do you miss him? Missed the last goddess statue. Queen Alice is quite dissatisfied, so. Heidel, do us a favor. How about letting us have this one? Heidel directly refused. He still needs this to go back and report. These two guys really don't take Great Xia seriously. They've already started to divide it up. Just then, the two were startled. What sound is that? They saw a helicopter appear above them. The red-haired one was also quite helpless. The Great Xia people are here to join the fun. As soon as the helicopter landed, 2 rows of people lined up to welcome. Welcome, Empress. Hu Yang followed behind the Empress. There's no need for such an exaggerated ceremony. It looks like you caused this, right? Zhang Chuanji, Governor of the Southwest. Zhang Chuanji. Welcome, Empress. We calculated the date. Whether it's a treasure or a statue, it will be revealed tomorrow. Very well, take me over there to take a look. This way, please. The Empress looked at the scene before her. She was clearly shocked. Just then, a bark came from behind. This place is now under the control of our church and the Mountain of Gods. All unauthorized personnel get lost immediately. Otherwise, don't blame us for being rude. The Empress sneered. Taking over my dignified land of Juju. When did you stop me and take over with the Mountain of Gods? This Empress was not informed. The two listened, scared to the point of losing control by the Empress's aura. I can't breathe. Remember, this is the territory of the Great Xia. Even if Ogura comes, he must speak to me with his head down. We are taking this statue. He is determined to succeed. No one can stop him.